Learn basic Chinese. Fun Easy Chinese. Lesson 1. Introduction to Chinese. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Chinese learning journey. I'm Celine. As more people plan to travel to China and with over 1.4 billion Chinese speakers worldwide, learning Chinese has become more popular than ever. Why not join our exciting journey today? Today, we'll explore the basics of this ancient and fascinating language. Are you ready to begin this fun adventure? Chinese characters. First, let's talk about the most unique aspect of the Chinese writing system. Characters. Chinese characters are ideographic, meaning each one represents an idea or concept. For example,
山
resembles the shape of a mountain,
川
looks like a flowing river,
木
depicts a tree with its trunk and branches,
火
resembles burning flames,
人
represents a standing person, showing the outline of a human figure. Each character is made up of strokes, which we can think of as small puzzle pieces coming together to form the whole. These characters were originally based on real-world shapes and belong to a category called pictographs, one of the earliest forms of Chinese writing. 2. Chinese pinyin. To help us pronounce Chinese characters correctly, we use a system called pinyin. Pinyin uses Roman letters to represent the sounds of Chinese characters, making it easier for beginners to pronounce words before learning to read the characters. For example,
你好
is written as
你好
in pinyin. Pinyin also uses diacritical marks to represent tones, helping learners identify the correct pronunciation. 3. Chinese pronunciation system. Chinese pronunciation is syllable-based, and each syllable has 3 key components. 1. Initials. Consonants sound at the beginning of the syllable. 2. Finals. Vowel sound or a combination of vowels and consonants following the initial. 3. Tones. Chinese is a tonal language, where pitch affects the meaning of words. Mandarin Chinese has 4 main tones and a neutral tone. First tone, high and level. For example,
妈
means mom. Second tone, rising, like asking a question. For example,
麻
means amp. Third tone, falling and then rising. For example,
马
means horse. Fourth tone, sharp and falling. For example,
骂
means scold. Neutral tone, light and unstressed. For example,
马
means question particle. Let's try it together.
妈 马 马 骂 骂
Isn't it fun? Everyone should practice more regularly to make sure our voices go up and down like a slide. 4. Chinese strokes and stroke order. Chinese characters aren't just pictures. They follow specific writing rules known as stroke order. Stroke order makes characters easier to read and write beautifully. 5. Key differences between Chinese and English. 1. Writing system. English uses an alphabet system, where words are made up of letters. For example, bird is spelled with the letters B, I, R, D. In contrast, Chinese uses logographic characters, where each character represents a word or a meaningful part of a word. For example,
鸟
means bird,
日
means sun or day,
月
means moon or month. When these 2 characters combine, they form
明
which means bright or clear. 2. Similarities and differences in grammar and word order. Similarities. 1. Subject, verb, object, SVO structure. In simple sentences, both Chinese and English follow the subject, verb, object structure. For example, English, I like apples. Chinese.
我喜欢苹果。
2. Position of adjectives. In both Chinese and English, adjectives are typically placed before nouns. English, a beautiful flower. Chinese.
一朵美丽的花。
In English, when using linking verbs, such as is, are, was, and so on, adjectives are placed after the nouns, not before it. For example, this flower is very beautiful. In Chinese, adjectives can be placed after the noun, but the particles
很
or
非常
used to connect them, indicating degree or emphasis.
很
Means very,
非常
means extremely, very. Both
很
and
非常
are adverbs used to modify adjectives or other adverbs, indicating degree. For example,
这朵花很美丽。
this flower is very beautiful.
这朵花非常美丽。
This flower is extremely beautiful. Differences. 1. Position of time. The main difference is that Chinese usually places the time at the beginning of the sentence for emphasis, or after the subject, whereas English places the time at the end of the sentence. For example, English, I go to school at 8 o'clock in the morning. Chinese,
早上8点我去学校。我早上8点去学校。
2. Position of auxiliary verbs and negation. In Chinese, the negation word
不
appears directly before the verb. In contrast, English uses an auxiliary verb, for example, to, combined with not to form negation. English, I do not like coffee. Chinese,
我不喜欢咖啡。
3. Position of adverbs. In English, adverbs are usually placed after the verb, but sometimes they can be placed before the verb for emphasis. English, he finished his homework quickly. Adverb after the verb. He quickly finished his homework. Adverb before the verb. In Chinese, adverbs are usually placed before the verb, which is the standard word order. Chinese,
他很快地完成了作业。
adverb before the verb. 4. Question word order. English question sentences usually require the use of auxiliary verbs, such as do, does, did. E verbs, such as is, are, was, or question words, such as who, what, where, when, why, how, placed at the beginning of the sentence to form. English, do you like coffee? Is this coffee? Where is the coffee? In Chinese, question words are usually placed at the beginning of the sentence, but the question words
吗
an
呢
are placed at the end. This typically happens when the question targets the verb or adjective, or when the entire statement is turned into a question. Another question word that is placed at the end of a sentence is
哪里哪里
means where. Chinese,
你喜欢咖啡吗？这是咖啡吗？咖啡在哪里？我喜欢咖啡，你呢？
5. Pronunciation and tones. English has 26 letters, each with fixed pronunciation. Chinese has 4 main tones, and changing the tone can change the meaning of a word. For example,
妈
means mother. An
马
means horse. 6. Plural forms. In English, nouns have singular and plural forms. For example, book and books. In Chinese, nouns typically do not change form for singular or plural. For example,
一本书
means one book. An
两本书
means two books. Conclusion. Today, we learned about the uniqueness of Chinese characters, pinyin, the pronunciation system, key differences between Chinese and English, and so on. Chinese is an interesting and practical language. Learning it can open up a whole new world and bring more opportunities. Keep it up. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's lesson, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your suggestions in the comments. Are you ready to continue our Chinese learning adventure? Let's keep going and discover even more fun things together. See you next time.